Today, we come together to hear from key leaders within Minnesota's Muslim and Somali communities who will share their priorities and perspective as we approach the 2024 general election. This is a vital moment for us to address some of the critical issues affecting our community, from safety concerns to economic and educational challenges that impact our daily lives. Today's gathering reflects our commitment to unity and progress, and we are grateful to each one of you, media, community members, and leaders for being here. To start, we have the honor to hear from Faisal Deri, a dedicated leader in our community who will summarize some of the pressing issues that have brought us together today. Faisal will speak to the challenges of our community at this stage. Welcome, Faisal.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and J.D. Vance. Some of the key issues of the community are the global wars, and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values and education are some of the critical issues that this community cares. On top of that, this community cares about the economic issues and the inflation. With all these and a number of other issues, the community came together and fully standing behind President Donald J. Trump. Yes. Thank you so much, and God bless America. Thank you.
And now we're welcoming to the stage Imam Tawakkal and Imam Duale, Abdurrazak Duale, they will speak in Somali and
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين waxaynu ognahay community-ga Soomaalida ah in dhibaatooyinkana haysta hadday tahay xagga waxbarashada hadday tahay xagga safety-ga hadday tahay dhibaatooyinka community-ga Minnesota soo gaaraya waxaan ka doonaynaa community-ga Soomaalida waqtigii ay isbedeli lahaayeen waqtigii ay ogaan lahaayeen waqtigii dantooda ay raaci lahaayeen familada nooma fiyoba caruuriyo iskuulo nooma fiyoba dhan walbaba waxa weeye community-ga uu ka baaba'ay caruurteena iyo youth-keena drug bay u dhimanayaan dadkeena waaweynaa waxay u dhimanayaan nolol aanan ku wanaagsanayn waxay taana tusaysaa marka oo waqtigii aynu ku xisaabtami lahayn maxaa danteena ay ku jirtaa waxayna danteena ku jirtaa maanta marka inuu fiirinay xisbiga dimuqraadiga waqti dheer baynu naqaanay community-geena waxba uma aysan qaban maanta waa waqtigii aynu bedeli lahayn oo aynu dooran lahayn Donald Trump. Allahu Akbar. Ana ku hadlaya magaca muslimiinta khaasatan community-ga Soomaalida culumadoodii afkoodii ku hadlaya waxaynu dooranay waxaynu ogaanay inay danteena ay ku jirto inaynu maanta janji aynu sameeyno aynu dooranno cidda aynu wax la qabsan karno
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My name is Imam Abdurrazak. I come here today to give the endorsement to President Trump because the focus in our issue to end the war, also to and to make safety for our community, keeping our community safe, growing our economic, and also our family value and education. That's why we come here to make the endorsement to the President Trump as an Imam, and also the Muslim community and the Somali, they are supporting the President Trump. maanta halkan waxaan u nimid inaanu taageerno madaxweynaha musharaxa madaxweynaha Donald Trump anagoo ku taageerayna arrimaha anagana khuseeya hadday tahay maaragtay safety-ga iyo nabadgelyada inuu ka shaqayn doono hadday tahay arrimaha immigration-ka oo dadka raba inay si sharci ah waddanka ku yimaadaan oo ku soo dhaweynayo madaxweynuhu arrimaha qoyska iyo waxbarashada oo family value-gana aan taaganahay ayaan ku taageersanay madaxweynaha iyo dhaqaalaha inuu horumariyo si shaqo badan loo helo marka community-ga muslimiinta iyo community-ga Soomaaliyeed waxaan ka codsanayaa doorashadan 3 casho ay ka dhiman tahay intaan codayn codkooda inay siiyaan madaxweyne Donald Trump.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. My name is Imam Abu Turab Abdurrahman Hashi. We are here to support President Donald Trump and his policy about how to make America great and safe.
Thank you, guys. And now we're welcoming to the stage Abshir, a long time campaigner for Bernie Sanders, and now he had a change of heart. And welcome to the stage.
All right, thank you all for being here. I was not actually planning on being here at this event, and last night at 9 o'clock I got a call from a good friend of mine, Salman, and we talked for an hour. And I knew Salman as a Republican, as a Somali, a close friend of mine, and somebody that I've worked with for a long time. And we had a conversation about values. What brings us to the table? What brings us to this capital? What brought us to this country in the beginning? For me, I've been a lifelong Democrat. I grew up in Seattle. I went to elementary, middle school, high school there. I was a proud supporter of NPR. I was involved in party politics, and when I was graduating high school is when Senator Obama was running for office. And I became very excited. For the first time in my life, I saw somebody that looked like me, that came from a background similar to me. His dad's from Kenya, by the way, East Africa. So we share a common ancestry in that sense. And I became enamored in the idea that change can happen in a real meaningful way. So as a youth, I volunteered, I got involved with the party, I was door knocking, excited, and the election night came, and we had a historic event that took place in this country. And I felt like we were moving in the right direction. But sadly, a few years later, I got a phone call, and it was a call saying that my brother had died in Somalia. And just like everyone else, I was saddened, I was shocked, and I was in a state of turmoil. But what even hurt more was knowing that he died as what we call collateral damage from a drone strike ordered by Senator Obama, President Obama at that time. The person that I had knocked doors for, that I organized for, was directly responsible for the murder of my own brother, my older brother. And I became disillusioned. How can this great nation that has welcomed me and my family and millions of people like me, we joined the Democratic Party because we thought Republicans were scary. We thought a lot of you were racist. And honestly, there is a problem still within the party that needs to be dealt with, but it's a problem that is pervasive throughout our society in America. And I said, you know what, I'm not changing parties, I'm gonna stick true to my values, and I'm gonna organize harder, and I'm gonna get involved in a very different way. And at that time, I moved to Iowa. I went to Iowa State University, go Cyclones, and I was organizing there. I became a part of the Iowa Democratic Party, and I eventually became the vice chair of the Progressive Caucus of the Iowa Democratic Party. And at that point, I was introduced to Senator Sanders a couple of days prior to his first rally in Iowa. And I was asked to speak at his opening rally and talk about my background and why I'm supporting his policies. And I got to the rally, and I spoke about my history, my family, what brings me to be a part of the political process. And apparently I did a really good job, and Senator Sanders appointed me to be political director in Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, and Illinois. And I organized like crazy. We door knocked, we did rallies. We were going from town to town. I was working 80-hour weeks. I was eating out of a Casey's gas station most days because I thought we were at a precipice where we could change the direction of this country. And we fought a campaign against 18 candidates. One of them was Kamala Harris. She didn't even scratch the surface then, couldn't even make it out of Iowa. So it's surprising to see such a coup happen in our society today, where we fought a hard-fought victory in Iowa and around the country in the primary for a candidate to be given the nomination. We spent millions of dollars selling ideas, talking to people, millions of hours, thousands of volunteers, connecting, finding commonality. And that no longer matters. Joe Biden is asleep at the wheel. Let's replace him. Let's have Kamala come in. That is a travesty. How is that happening in the United States of America? Whether you're Republican, Independent, or Democrat, how are we putting people on a pedestal and saying, this is the only option, this is the only flavor available today? That's why you see all these people in this room were former Democrats. We were die-hard supporters. Republicans had no opportunity, no room to come and talk to us because we were loyal to the Democratic Party, but that party is no longer loyal to us and no longer loyal to this country. We send billions overseas to prosecute wars against innocent people, yet we can't prosecute war against poverty in this country. We spend billions giving to lobbyists, yet we can't help homelessness in our community. I spend days every month in Hennepin County Eviction Court working with people who are being evicted, advocating for them. It's a travesty what we're seeing. And to see that now my party, the Democratic Party, is now the party of war. It's the party of the billionaires. It's the party of silencing free speech. That is not who I am, and that is not my values. My values are still my values, but the party of the Democratic Party no longer holds those values to be true. And today, in front of my own community and the rest of our society, I'm telling you, I am no longer a Democrat. I have left that party. I have left that party, and I'm sticking to my conscience. I don't care what is politically expedient. I don't care what you look like, who you pray to. I'm a person of deep Muslim faith, Abrahamic religion. I love my Jewish brothers and sisters. I love my Christian brothers and sisters. People who come from different communities and backgrounds. We're all the same. We live in a country where we should be working together, not hurting each other, not defaming each other. We should be protecting the rights of every person to speak. Because today, if I am supporting the censorship of a segment of this country, guess what? Tomorrow I will be censored too. And I don't want that for myself or for my family. And that's why it's surprising to say, Trump is kind of an asshole, right? He says a lot of things. He's not the nicest person in the room. He's not going to sugarcoat things for you. But guess what? The 4 years he was president, nothing happened to me personally. I was safe. This community was safe. This country was safe. Yes, immigration changed in a way that I did not agree with, and I fought against it. And guess what? Change did happen, because in this country we have a system and a process where we have values and ideas brought to the table, and the people in this country gets to decide what is good for us. Trump is not going to agree with everything that I have to say, nor do I agree with everything he has to say, but I fundamentally believe he is the safest bet for our country moving forward. Our economy is in shambles. People cannot work, yet we're talking about awesome wage growth, awesome job numbers, and then months later we have those numbers detracted as falsehoods. We no longer hold truth to be sacred in this country. We have a media landscape where truth is now falsehood and falsehood is now truth. And I am not down with that. So for me, I'm going to continue to advocate for those who are sad, saying that I'm abandoning my party. Guess what? I did not abandon my party. My party abandoned me, and I'm not going to be party to that. And we're going to organize over this last couple of days to change the direction of this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
USA, 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 USA.
And now I'm welcoming Kevin, a Palestinian, Palestinian who want to share his views about the upcoming general election.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Aldrock. I'm a first generation Palestinian American. I'm here today after being let down and trying to iterate what these great leaders just mentioned. I've been a lifelong Democrat. I noticed that my party is taking a turn to the worst. It started with the war in Ukraine. This is an unnecessary war. We completely destroyed that country, annihilated millions of people over nothing. And it transferred to the conflict in Palestine. Many things that we are single issue voter. We are not. We worry about the economy. We worry about education. We worry about public safety. We worry about homelessness in this country. We have many issues that we need to be addressed in this country, yet we're failing to address it. As an uncommitted delegate, I promised that I tried to work within my party, and I was ignored. Donald J. Trump is the only candidate that flat out said that I will stop this war. I believe that he will.
Yeah. Peace.
Farther, during Donald J. Trump, the economy was a lot better than what we have right now. We've been lied to on inflation rates, employment rates, education rates, housing rates. This is not acceptable. It's time to take a stand, time to make a change. I don't believe Kamala Harris is capable to do this. I don't believe that the Democratic Party as it stands is capable to steer this country towards where we need it to be. We're the #1 nation in the world. We have issues, we need to address them. I believe Donald J. Trump will take care of this. And if I may, I want to make a message in Arabic too. For a lot of people think that we're anti-Trump. We are not. There's many Palestinian Americans, many Muslim Americans that are voting for Trump as we speak.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
للكوميونتي تبعتي للمسلم وبالستينيان كوميونتي لأهل الفلسطينيين العرب الموجودين بأمريكا. Kamala Harris won't change anything. Kamala Harris won't bring peace upon our people. Kamala Harris is destroying this country, and she needs to be stopped. Please vote for Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
Hello Minnesota, how you doing guys? Waa mahadsantihiin inaad timaadeen imaamyada muslimka walaalayaal waxaan ku jirnaa waqtigii aan qabiilka ka tagi lahayn oo qaranka raaci lahayn. Madaxweyne Trump inaa u codeysaan inaan qabiil iska tirtirno inaynaan danteena ubadkeena ilmaheena waxay dantu ugu jirtaa Republican. I used to be a Democrat, volunteering, wax walbaan qabanayay. Waxay inoo hayaan ma jirto group mafia inaan ku xirnaano waa laga weynaaday. Aynu raacno Republican. This is mafia group. Minnesota waxa ka jira wax xun waaye. I can't my Christian, I have to defend. I defended my right and I defended my Christian people right. Thank you so much. Waa mahadsantihiin.
My name is Farhan Abdi. I live in St. Cloud, Canaveral area, central Minnesota. And my message will be a little bit short. I just want to welcome senior advisor to Donald Trump. Please welcome, brother. And you can come. My message is this. I want to just send a message to just Jay-Z, the young people. You should not worry about Trump because we are a country of rule of law. We are a country of check and balance. By the end of the day, our message is to make sure we get safety, we get a job for our community, and we can prefer everybody a better life. So, brother, welcome. Taylor.
Thank you. And also, I just wanted to say something. Also, we have Rep. Walter Hudson, who is also accepting the endorsement. So both gentlemen are going to accept the endorsement.
Well, on behalf of President Trump, it's an honor to be here today and accept the endorsement from the leaders in the Somali and Muslim community here in Minnesota. Thank you. It truly is an honor. And President Trump is building the broadest coalition this country has ever seen, and that's because he fights for everyone. Under President Trump, we had world peace and stability. Under Kamala Harris, we have wars in the Middle East and in Europe. Under President Trump, we had a booming economy where people could afford their groceries and gas. Under Kamala Harris, prices are going through the roof. And under President Trump, we had a secure southern border stopping the flow of fentanyl that is coming into this country. And under Kamala Harris, we have a wide open border where drugs are flowing into our country. Under Kamala Harris, she broke it. Donald Trump will fix it again. Thank you all for being here. And again, on behalf of President Trump and Senator Vance, it's an honor to accept your endorsement here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Walter Hudson?
Sure.
Oh, well,
So I'm State Representative Walter Hudson, and I'm here today as a surrogate on behalf of the Joe Tayrab campaign for Congress in CD2. And Joe is going to be here, folks. He's running a little bit late. He's out there campaigning hard to get across the finish line on November 5th, and he's eager to meet each and every one of you. But on his behalf, I eagerly endorse or accept this endorsement of his campaign from this community. Joe has been listening, as we all have been listening, to the stories that we've heard, stories that have been heavily redacted from this community, stories where our public safety status quo has been failing them, where our education status quo has been leaving half of our students statewide in a position where they can't read or do math at grade level, a scenario where fentanyl is poisoning children, and we're not effectively combating that by being serious about enforcing our laws when it comes to the border and ensuring that that poison doesn't get across it. And of course, the economy. I have never seen more entrepreneurial people than the folks that I've met in the Somali community, and they deserve to have a business environment where they can thrive. Joe Tayrab will work in Washington, D.C. to ensure that we deliver on the promises that have been made by Donald J. Trump. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. That was very exciting. Many of the speakers that spoke at this podium were actually resonating with a lot of people. And this is exactly what we were saying throughout the whole entire race, that our values and principles are actually aligned with the Republican Party, and that's why we are seeing the shift for the Somali community to the Republican Party. And this is going to be a new home for a Somali community, and I'm excited about the new dawn for the Somali community. And now I'm welcoming Mohammed Ahmed to say a few words in support of.
And the reason why is because he's a fighter. That's it. We like fighters. More importantly, the left left us. They left us. 33% of our kids at third grade cannot read at grade level. We went from the 6th to what, 19 now? In Minnesota in education? I mean, we are failing in every standard. 8th graders, 60% cannot do math at grade level. These are our kids. We talk about economic conditions here. Our conditions is horrible. We can't afford anything as working class and middle class people. Now, please understand this. We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024, vote for Joe Tayrab, 2024, vote for Mazie Young in St. Paul, 2024, vote for Tajud in CD3, 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
And now we're welcoming Zainab, a long time Republican campaigner. She's actually was at the Trump rally. She was by me, standing right next to me behind Trump. So welcome, Zainab.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zainab Dahir, and I'm here to endorse President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance. Like many of you, growing up in California, we were indoctrinated basically with the whole philosophy that, the Democrat Party was the party of the people, the party of working for the little guy, that kind of stuff. And so we all believed that narrative until we went down the rabbit hole, basically. So, my time volunteering and working with the House Republican, I have learned, door knocking for Republican candidates that, people are just frustrated at the doors. People just, as conservatives, what I've heard is like, people, they just want to basically, what they're caring about is basically, core American values. This idea about like, we want individual freedom. We want safety in our streets. We want good schools. We want drugs off our streets. We want our children and our women and our girls to be protected. Those are just common core American values that we're all really fighting for. And so what I've seen is, the Democrats, they have abandoned us. What they're focusing on is more socialist parties. They're kind of deviating from these ideologies. And what we really just want is everybody just wants to raise good families. They don't want to be taxed. Everyone is just frustrated. And so I'm hoping, that by talking about this, it'll probably wake up a lot of people, because I was also, under this illusion that the Democrat Party was representing us until I really talked to people and I really understood the truth. And so I hope people use discernment to actually wake up to the truth and stuff. And so I'm just here to say, these common core American values is what made our nation so great. It's also what, our nation has been founded at, what our founding fathers were actually fighting for, this is a nation of law and order, and we should actually uphold those values. And so just please, for the sake of our country, right now we're heading towards, we don't know what's going to happen to us, but please, for the sake of our country, just endorse President Trump and Donald Trump, and also, J.D. Vance. Thank you.
It is an honor for me to be here today. I thank Brother Derry for continuously reaching out to me to actively participate and engage in what we have always believed in, even though we never voted Republican. I've always been a Democrat in ideology and faith, but I have been voting Democrat because that is all we knew. And I think the problem lies with the party, because it has not done its job to reach out to people who are wholeheartedly 100% aligned to the values of the Republican Party. It is very unfortunate, and I will be unfiltered, just like Donald Trump. He's a businessman from the East Coast. I am a businessman. I'm also originally from the East Coast. The party, in terms of business thinking, it is stupid in terms of political thinking, and there's no excuse for that. So if the party wants to remain like that, they can remain like that. We are not going to lose anything for not voting for the Republican. I'm not going to vote Democrat. I'm not going to vote, and I'm voting for Donald Trump actually because he is a businessman, and a lot of what he says, actually, I don't think Donald Trump cares about a lot of the things people actually think he cares about. He's a businessman, and he thinks about the economy more than he thinks about anything else, and that is actually what we really have to think about. So I hope the party does its job. The brother, the senior advisor to the president, he's here. Hopefully he takes that message. He's a very young man. I think he will do a good job reaching out to the community. But brother, the Somali community, the immigrant community, the Muslim community, it is a Republican Party in values. It is in values. So not losing any of their vote is a mistake, and stupidity that comes from the party. So that will be my message. I don't want to say more than that. I just want to welcome Brother Tawakkal, Imam Tawakkal and Walter Hudson to endorse Joe Taylor, who is running for the United States Congress, and welcome, Brother.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Waxaan rabaa inaan la hadlo community-ga Soomaalida iyo dadka Muslimiinta ee xaafadaha Barnesville iyo wixii ka shisheeyay ee ku nool inay ogaadaan inaynu dooranayno ninka la yiraahdo Joe Trump oo qalmo inaynu codkeena siino inaynu taageerno inaynu kaga heshiinay oo raalli ka nahay in wax walba aynu iskaga midnahay hadday tahay xagga waxbarashada hadday tahay security-ka hadday tahay family issue-ga wax walba inaynu ku doorano joogto marka in la doorto Joe.
Once again, I'm State Representative Walter Hudson, and you already heard earlier as a surrogate of the TARAP campaign, accepted the endorsement from the community for his candidacy. But I just want to speak a little bit to what you've seen here today and what we're hearing here today. The fact of the matter is, this is entirely organic. These are real voices. You can tell in just the flow of how this presentation has gone this morning that these are folks who are speaking from the heart. And I want you to know, I want the Somali community to know that you are being heard, and not for the last time. Not for the last time. We are going to do the hard work of building relationships and building trust and uncovering your redacted stories and telling them and sharing them in committee hearings and on the House floor and on the Senate floor and out in the public. A spotlight is going to be placed on the community that has been abandoned by cynical politics from the left. So thank you once again, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you guys again for this beautiful attendance and for being here. And I just want to follow up with the Muhammad Sharif's remark by about how Somali community's values are aligned with the Republican values. So I've been campaigning with many Republican candidates, and then we do door knocking and we do reaching out to the communities. And once we reach out to the Somali communities, the candidates will be surprised to see the welcoming and the warm welcoming from the Somali community. And I remember one incident, this lady, a candidate introduced themselves as a Republican, and then a Somali lady asked her, she was like, "We were looking for you. Where you guys have been all this year?" So I understand the shortcoming is on behalf of the Republican Party.
Last but not least, I think Donald J. Trump is one of the most honest politicians. He's not even a career politician. He's a businessman. And for me, I think of him as an independent. Had he not been in the Republican Party, I would have never voted for him. I already voted for him. And all these smear campaigns against him, I think they are false. So I like people who are what they are. I don't like people who pretend something else and then they show their another ugly face. So whatever Donald Trump is, I am also kind of like him in a lot of ways. So thank you so much for coming. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.
I have been a Democratic supporter for a long time. Then one day I was listening somewhere in August NPR, and then there was a question about the Muslim Americans. They are not happy the genocide in Gaza, and they support more than 90% Democratic Party. So how are you going to handle? And the guy answered, the whole Muslim vote in America, it's less than 1%. The lady she asked, hold on, do you aware that you can lose a vote less than 1%? That's when I decided to vote for Republicans forever. So vote for Trump. Vote please for Trump to keep your children safe, to get the economy boost and to stay together. And please be against the Democrats and show them that you do have a voice as a Muslim.
I like to tell you the time I decided to vote for Republican was 2020 when Donald Trump was running re-election. So that's the time I fought for Trump. So because I knew Trump, he is the way of saving America and the minority and the Muslims. And many people, they saying something, making fear about that, but I decided 2020 to vote for Trump, and this is second time, and I just sure our success is that way. Thank you very much.
I already voted. We ask you this issue. First, as you say before, American first, American with unity. Unity. No Muslim, no Christian, no black, no white, no Latino, no. American unity is number one. American great with unity. Okay, number two, stop bloodshed and wars. Stop the war in Middle East, especially Gaza. Stop the war in Ukraine and Russia. Call for peace in the world. We all have to find a solution. Finally, we, the Republican Party, should welcome Somali American community into the party. We are ready for it. Thank you.
Well, again, Taylor Rahm, Senior Advisor to President Trump, and it's, again, an honor to be here this morning and going into the afternoon here as just a great endorsement for the President and Senator Vance, as we're absolutely honored to have it. And as Representative Hudson pointed out, this is not just a one-time thing. We are going to continue the Republican Party here in Minnesota to work with the community. As he said, to share the stories and the concerns and what's important to the Somali and the Muslim and the immigrant community here in Minnesota. It's so great to have so many here in a packed out room here this morning and heading into the afternoon as we get close to the election, which is on Tuesday. It's coming fast. So if you haven't voted, please get out and vote. We would love to have you vote early. Get your vote in. If not, obviously the polls are open all day on Tuesday. Make sure you get out. Make sure you vote for President Trump and Senator Vance and vote Republican down the ticket. As we also have an opportunity here in Minnesota to get Republicans, bring some common sense and balance back to the state of Minnesota by getting some Republicans in power here in Minnesota. And it's important because all voices in Minnesota deserve to be heard. And right now, only part of Minnesota is being heard with the Democrat trifecta we have here in the Capitol. So we've got to get Republicans up and down the ballot through and winning elections. And of course, for me, I'm biased. The most important one is making sure Donald Trump becomes the 47th President of the United States of America. And once we get President Trump elected on Tuesday and he takes over in January, he will make America great again, and he will fight to make Minnesota great again. And again, on behalf of everyone here today, and especially on behalf of President Donald Trump and Senator Vance, we just thank you all for being here. We thank you for your endorsement. It truly is an honor. Thank you for all you are doing, and we look forward to working with you in the future and continuing to build a relationship and build strength, and most importantly, build trust. Thank you all.
Hi, thank you everyone. I voted yesterday for the Donald J. Trump because she with me, my daughter, youngest daughter, 10-year-old. My daughter, she told me, Mommy, go vote your Trump. I asked her why. She told me, Trump, he is family value. when they know Somali people, his family value. I need Somali people family value. Qof kasta oo Soomaali waxaan u sheegaa Trump waa family value. Anaga waxaan u baahanahay maadaama aan nahay Soomaali deganahay Minnesota family value aan u baahanahay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you guys for attending. Special thanks go out to the members of the Somali community, politicians, distinguished guests who attended this meeting and gave the endorsement to President Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance. And we were...
doorashada waxay dhacaysaa maalinta Talaadada November 5, 2024. Doorashadu waa fursad codkeena lagu maqlo si aan u caawino bulshadeena ugu istaagno arrimaha aan daneynayno. Si aad u isticmaasho xaq aad u leedahay inaad codeyso, marka hore hubi in aad diiwaan gashan tahay. Kadib samee qorshe aad ku codeynayso maalinta doorashada Talaadada November 5, 2024 ama ka hor. Baro sida la isu diiwaan geliyo, sida loo codeeyo, goobta aad codka ka dhiibanayso iyo waxyaabo kale oo badan adiga oo booqanaya mnvotes.org. Afeef waxa suurtageliyay Alliance for a Better Minnesota Education Fund.